Welcome to Washington East to West Sports. This is episode 134. I am Matt Beatty, joined alongside, as usual, by Sean Beatty and Kevin Ardall. If you want to get involved in the show, go ahead and blue sky at us. I'm at Master B. Sean is at Nasty Billy 22. Kevin is Emerald Bowler. If you want to get at these two on X, it's Nasty Billy 22 for Sean, and it's C2 Believe. That's SEA2 Believe on X or Twitter. Subscribe to us. Tell us what you think of the topics we talk about in the comments below, guys. Let's get into some Mariners baseball. Always a fun subject indeed. And since our last podcast, they've been 500. Since we were last on, they took two of three from Houston. They took one of three from Milwaukee, and then they split a four-game series with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And they are currently in Sacramento taking on the Athletics. I believe it is 1-0 Mariners at the moment as we are speaking. So, Sean, what have you thought of the Seattle Mariners the last couple weeks?
Um, the meme of Mad Men, which I've never seen, where he gets on the elevator and says, "Not great, Bob." Um, not great. I say that, you know, understand they're 500. Even if you go back, I think it was if you include they had that rough stretch where they played New York, Detroit on top of this, and then post All-Star break. It was a run of a lot of really good teams that those two teams both in first place, then Houston in first place, then Milwaukee in first place. You had four first place teams, and you went 500, and that's awesome. But then like you couldn't pick up a series. There was some where you're like, man, like the Houston you won two out of three, but then Milwaukee, you're like, okay, they're tough, but you kind of left some stuff on the board, getting swept in New York, and then you can't win like three or four against like you've dug yourself a hole. You have to do better than 500 the rest of the way. And I feel like this whole season, like there's opportunities here. Like they had a four-game series just not too long before the break against Kansas City Royals and split that. And I'm like, just you're right there, but you can't. They've had so many chances to get it over the hump that, like, as Kevin says, you kind of have forced themselves to have to get some sweeps. You don't want to play for sweeps, but you now at this point you're kind of getting close. We're like, okay, we got to sweep somebody now. You know what I mean? Like it's just like you've had a chance to just win a series, like beat the Angels. You ran out your four dudes, and I mean minus Logan Evans, and they won that game. Like the other three guys, you had Woo, Kirby, and Gilbert, and you lost two of three. Like we got, come on, guys, like that's set up to win the series at least, if not sweep, and you'd split. So I'm just telling you, like if I told you we played the Angels, went Woo, Gilbert, and Kirby, and you said we go 1-2, you'd probably say that's bad, and that's how I viewed it. I was like, come on, guys, like you had it. It was on the platter for you. Being 500 the rest of the way is not going to probably cut it for you because you're on such a narrow margin. If one of these other teams get hot, it doesn't matter. They pass you. Like you have to substantially do a little bit more. Now you're playing the Athletics. You got to take care of business here. Two out of three. You play Texas next. You've got to take at least the split because if they don't gain any ground on you, that's fine. But like, and then you play the Chicago ball Tampa Bay. But I'm just like, man, if you had just done one little thing, like gone from a 7 to an 8, we'd be a lot better now. But we just could not play above just okay. Could not be consistent. So it is very frustrating. Not great, Bob. Not great.
Well, Sean knows that I put money on the Mariners while I was in Vegas this past weekend. I saw Brian Wu was on the mound. I was like, oh, I think that'll work out. I'll take the Mariners minus 1.5. No, no, that was not. They did take it to extras, and I'm like, oh, I've got a chance still. Cal Raleigh, two men on, couldn't get it done, and then Cole Young just couldn't quite get that ground ball just past second base, and they won in extras. So, you know, that's why you don't put money on the Mariners, I guess. But Kevin, what have you thought of the Mariners these past couple weeks?
Yeah, just not awful, but not great either. Yeah, you definitely need to start. I mean, they did go through a rough stretch. I mean, like Milwaukee was like on a win streak that was just crazy, and you took a game from them, which is good. I mean, you didn't get swept. That's the main part. You haven't got swept yourself, which is good. But at the same time, too, you got to start winning series. Like you're going to be a big boy contender. You got to beat the big boys too.
Yeah, 500 to Kevin's point. 500 is good against the division leaders like the Yankees, the
Yeah.
Detroit, the Milwaukee's, but it's not good against the Angels, like and these type
Yeah.
of teams. You've got to
You
beat those teams.
you do need to beat or sweep those terrible teams. Uh, because especially in your own division too, like it's I mean, all you have on that team is really just Mike Trout. Like, and even if Mike Trout is like healthy-ish, I mean Tyler Ward's all right too, but
Zach Neto's pretty good.
yeah,
Their,
yeah,
their shortstop, he's
oh
pretty
yeah,
good, but that's about it. You could probably end right there. Like, yeah,
but like you had no excuse.
yeah.
Um, it's just lack of hitting, and especially against like I was even like I was talking to my dad Sunday. I was like, oh, they got Logan Gilbert, he should be good, going against. He was like, well, it was a Cal Hendricks.
Hmm.
And I was just like, oh yeah, it should be. And then I look at the score later on. I'm like 4-1. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what happened there? I'm like, only Cal Raleigh hits a bomb and that's it. I'm like, even though it was cool to see Cal hit the 41st, but like boys, you got to start doing something.
Yeah.
Uh, so hopefully they continue to work on getting more pieces, and then other people. I mean, it looked like Julio was warming up, heating up there for a little bit, but like it's got to be consistent. Got to be consistent. Um, so yeah.
Well, I will say to Kevin's point, that Angels series, Julio is hot. Like, what do you have, like 4 home runs in 4 games? But he seemed like the only guy who was able to do a whole lot that series. So they need to have a few guys step up in the same game in order for them to win because you can't just have one guy try and carry the load because it's just generally not going to work well for you. So the Mariners have the A's for 3 games and they come home for, let's see, uh, 10, and they take on Texas for 4, Chicago White Sox for 3, and then a team you're in a race for the wild card, the Tampa Bay Rays, and I will be at that Saturday game for Ichiro weekend. But I think, like you guys said, 500, that's fine, but you got to pick it up if you really want to make a playoff push here at the end. But they did make a move. Right now they are tied for the final wild card spot with Texas as of yesterday. But the Mariners made I don't know if it's like the first move of the trade deadline, but they traded for Arizona first baseman Josh Naylor. I believe he had a home run today, if I saw the
Yeah.
news correctly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um, so they acquired Naylor, first baseman from the Arizona Diamondbacks, for left-handed pitching prospect Brandon Garcia and right-handed pitching prospect Ashton Izzy. So, Kevin, what do you think of this trade?
I mean, was it the splash we needed? No. Um, Josh Naylor is very just hot and cold. Like last year when he was with Cleveland, Cleveland moved their field in essentially. They changed their field. He went just crazy. Like he had a really good season. And then goes, in the offseason to Arizona to a field that's also not horrible. Like you can hit in that park, but you're also going to the NL, which is tougher. Um, so he has big boy hit capability. Like can get you a lot of hit and home runs, but usually that's kind of about it for him.
Hell just left the stadium but fell. Like, oh god. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Left the stadium though. That was crazy. Okay.
Um, but yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like it's just like a neutral move, essentially. Like you're adding a little bit of depth for like when Luke really needs a day off. Like, I mean, yeah, does he have a little bit higher upside if he gets his stuff back together, like what he did last year, being back in the AL? But you're also putting him in a less friendly hitting park, but he does have the power to hit it out of T-Mobile, to homer in T-Mobile. He does have the power to do that. It's just he hasn't been as hot as he has in previous years. It's like he has a hot season and then he's cold for like 2 seasons, and then he has a hot season and then he's like cold for 2 seasons. It's essentially how I feel with Josh Naylor. Um, we still need to make a big boy name push move. Because like as we mentioned in the last podcast, this is the year to do it, and this doesn't move the needle, in my opinion. I don't think it moves the needle back, but I don't think it moves the needle forward either. I think the needle just went like, oh, like that, just kind of like wiggled. and then went back to the same spot essentially.
I'll let Sean go after me, but I Kevin mentioned a splash, and we talked last podcast about a splash. But like we talked about last podcast, I don't see a splash coming. I don't think there's gonna be a splash this trade deadline.
For
I've
anybody.
heard,
I don't see one coming.
yeah. Um, I've seen some names and some lists of top trade deadline rumors and stuff like that, and I don't see a splash like we talked about. To Kevin's point, I think this moves the needle like slightly, not a lot. Like you see it move, but it doesn't move a lot. It's like eh. So it's like a minute on a clock. It just went just tick, like just that. That's all it did. So I think this is an improvement, but it's it's not like you're not blown away by it or anything necessarily. So I think it does show they are looking to make improvements, and I would say this is an improvement. But I I I hope they do more. I'm not sure they will. Um, it seems like Jerry kind of likes to keep his prospects for the most part. So unless there's a splash for like some of the bigger prospects that he's willing to give up, I don't think it's going to happen. I I could see him making maybe one more move like this, but other than that, I don't think there's anything out there that's going to knock my socks off or blow my mind or anything. Sean, what do you think?
I'll say this. I think I disagree. I think this is a good move. He has a 126 WRC plus this year. He's clearly the starter. He's going to start every day. Luke Riley will not see time at first base ever again. He's going to be the everyday guy. So Luke Riley or Dominic Canzone is yeah, they're not going to play much. So it looks like Canzone's playing and Luke Riley probably won't play much because Canzone's just been so hot. He is a good hitter. He is not a good glove. So that's where the pros and cons comes from. But at the end of the day, I really just want him to hit. Um, I think there is something to it not being um, a greatest ballpark situation, but he's always been kind of a doubles hitter and a patience hitter. He's never, other than Kevin said, the last season in Cleveland, been much of a power guy, which is kind of weird based on his size. He's kind of a big boy, big toys, but he just doesn't hit dingers that much. It's kind of a line drive kind of approach, which if you're gonna have an approach in Seattle, that's probably the approach to have. Don't get the ball in the air, get it on a line drive. So I guess that's probably best case scenario. It moves the needle, but like I guess to your guys' point, it's not a lot, but I guess of all the things that were going to happen, it probably moves the needle the most, other than maybe Gino, who is now hurt today, so that's awesome. But I I don't know what other realistic move there is to move a needle at this trade deadline. So with that in mind, it moves the needle probably the second most of all players that will probably be traded. The question is going to be, are they going to move it the most? He is an upgrade. He is a good baseball player. I think Luke Raley is also a good baseball player. Josh Naylor is probably slightly better than him, but he is better than him, especially with the bat. In total, honestly, probably not better than him. His WAR probably won't be higher because his defense is and base running is so bad. But right now, I just care about putting the ball in play and hitting it. And right now, he just this year he's been better at Luke Raley than doing it. Luke Raley was better last year than Josh Naylor has been so far this year. It was 135 WRC plus for Luke last year to 124 for Josh this year, but Luke's is only like 100 this year, so he's only league average basically. So he's an upgrade. He's a solid major league bat, which is like something that like pushes things down the lineup, which is nice to see. Now we confidently run five deep, um, and then with Jorge Polanco six deep. And again, if at the end of the day, if they do trade for Gino, that's seven deep, and that's pretty realistic. And then you have some kids down there at the bottom of the lineup, which I'm okay. Them getting at bats and growing. Cole Young has done some nice things recently. Ben Williams has done some nice things, although leave the bases loaded today, which was not so nice. But like it's that's just kind of what it is this offseason, this year. So I'm glad they got their guy, the one of the guys. One I would say one of the two guys, the other one being Gino. I also saw the asking price for Geno, and I am definitely not paying that. So
What was the asking price?
they wanted a major leaguer, a high prospect guy, and then a high like triple A, like ready to come major leaguer like guy, and then like a high rated lower tier prospect. So that means like I don't know who that would be on this team, like Luke Rayleigh, Harry Ford, and like Colt Emerson, and I'm like absolutely not. Like for 2 months of Geno, get out of here. I'm not even giving you him for Harry Ford straight up. Like that's off the table for me. Like you do not touch my top one of my top 10 for 2 months of Geno. Like so that's kind of the rumor. So and I'm just like I'm if Jerry doesn't make that move, I won't be sad because I don't want to see that happen. But I mean, if they throw in Corbin Carroll, then sure, whatever. They get take those three. then I'll complain less. But no, I don't want that. So, but I would really like Geno if it didn't cost me an arm and a leg, maybe just an arm. But yeah, that would be really really nice. But
Well, you said Gino got hurt today. Does that, depending on the
X-rays were
severity of the
negative. He
injury?
did take a 90 something mile an hour fastball off the wrist. So the rumors I heard was negative. I haven't seen it's negative, so I can't confirm that it is. But I just heard it was negative. So and it's the second time he's been hitting the wrist in the last 2 weeks. So he did miss like 2 games like earlier this since the All-Star break with a hit in the wrist. So it's just not great. But yeah, I mean obviously I'd like him back, but I don't want to give up the farm for him. So
Uh,
oh,
so
the trade for Josh Naylor, what we gave up is great. I think we didn't give up a lot for him. So the relief pitcher um, had some hype and everything like that, just a little bit, and it's interesting. But if either of them turn out to be major leaguers, it's one thing. Like a buddy we have, Kevin. They always wait to look 5 years later, and I'm like, dude, just look at it right now. Look at the process right now. Was the process good? And the answer is yes. If he turns into a Marte or something like that in 6 years, then oh my gosh. But like we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But right now it's fine. Like don't be afraid to hoard all of your prospects, but like don't give them like if we had given up Harry Ford Emerson for Josh Naylor, yeah, I'd be pissed right now. I don't care we got Josh Naylor, I'd be like, what are we doing? But what we gave up for the player we got, that's fine. I get it. It makes sense.
so from what it sounds like, I know we had this conversation last week. Basically, like unless it's Ronald Acuna Jr., you don't. Sounds like Sean, you don't.
And Acuna's not going.
Yeah, it
They've
does. Yeah,
they've
that's what it sounds
basically
like.
tripled down. He's not
Yeah.
moving. So
So what it sounds like is you are not willing to trade prospects for,
I'm willing
at
to
the very
trade
least,
prospects for Geno, but I'm not giving you the farm. I'm not giving you two of my top four for Geno. Like
one.
one of my top four.
Yeah.
No, you get like 8 and 14 maybe. So like we're
Okay.
talking like below Ty Pete level.
Okay. So if it was like Ty Pete and Rayleigh for Suarez, would you do that?
Oh yeah, I do those two. But
Okay.
like it's gonna be they would want like Ty Pete and Johnny Farmelo, and I'd be like, no. I'd be
Kevin, are
like
Kevin, are you in
Ty Pete
agreement?
and
What,
like
what's
Ryan
your
Sloan.
price for Gino? What would you be willing to give up?
Ty Pete and Ryan Sloan. There you go.
Um, it's tough because like I think this year you may have to just because like this is the year you got to like we really never like he's never done it before to where he's like given up a prospect for a rental piece and then we don't win. Like, and this is the year to kind of push it. So
Well,
whatever
we did
we
give
did,
up Novelli Marte, and then we just signed Luis Castillo. So
yeah,
it wasn't a rental, but it could have been a rental.
true. Um,
And I'm not signing Gino. This is it for Gino. I do not extend that man. He's 34.
yeah. Um, they wanted one of the top four. I maybe would consider it.
Who would you give him out of the top four? You'd give him Laz.
No,
You'd give him Colt Emerson.
no, I'd maybe consider Ford just because you have Cal and you have the kid you just drafted.
But Harry Ford has the most value of all of them because he
I
is a young hitting catcher.
I know
What could you get from him in the open market?
that's true.
Like, that's the thing. You're selling so low on Ford. honestly, giving up Ford for Geno straight up is a downgrade for what you would get in the offseason for Harry Ford.
Yeah.
Like Harry Ford gets you a haul, not obviously by himself, but him and one other guy gets you a big piece for a couple of years.
It's just like I said, if if
It's
we don't trade, we don't make World Series.
It's not about World Series; it's the playoffs.
yeah,
Like
playoffs.
World Series is a
Playoffs at this
crapshoot,
point.
man.
Yeah.
Like it is like we watched the Rangers go from like a Cedric Mullins robbery of a home run to winning the World Series. They weren't the best team in any series they played except for maybe the last one, and they won it. Like you roll the dice. Like
Get
But
in, see what happens.
if there's a year that you're going to make a run, this is probably the year you're going to have.
I would have
Yes,
said that last year. The pitching was last year. This pitching hasn't been that good this year. But I see what you're saying. But
but with
like,
Cal doing what he's doing too, is what I'm saying on top of it. The pitching has been solid enough to where I feel comfortable with it. It wasn't what it was last year, of course, but
it hasn't been solid enough to win them a bunch of games. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's been worse. It's objectively been worse.
so
Last year no one was scoring a run in the playoffs if this team got in the playoffs.
Like I see Kevin's point here because at what point do you finally say, okay, let's give up something for a rental?
But
Like
Gino's not that big of a needle mover either. Is what my point is.
I'm
Like
not.
he's not a superstar. He's not.
Here's
A
the thing.
dude.
I'm not
Like,
saying that he is, but
he's
if not,
hard enough
yeah.
right now to where he adds enough dynamic to make it to where you can do a deep push.
yeah, but he's hot and cold. Like you just said to the
I'm cold
extreme.
on seasons. This season, he's hot.
No, he almost got cut at this point last year. He was almost cut, and he had to save his job.
You just missed my last sentence, literally by years. This year, he's hot. He's
Yeah,
not hot and cold this season. He's hot the whole way up until the injury. So that's what I'm saying is because it's hot and you add that dynamic onto with Cal, it gives you a very good chance to make a deep run.
Gino is notoriously hot and cold within a year. So what if you trade him and he's not hot? You already burned the hot clock.
But we play the what ifs then. Like this is the year that you have to. We can't just be like, well, what if Gino gets cold? Like you have to go based off what he's done this season, which is just hot, hot, hot. And that's what you have to do. We can play the what ifs with every person. We could be like, what if we get Acuna and then he freaking breaks his dick and dies? Like,
yeah, but like, there's a difference between even a bad Acuna and a great Gino. They're very different players.
I know, but that's the thing too. Yes, you can also you have control over Acuna as well, but it's just how many opportunities are we going to keep letting pass by us to where like we could have made a move, could have made a splash to help out the team to make a deep playoff run, and then it's just always there's always next year type of deal.
I mean, I get that, but my point is Gino's not a massive splash. That's the point.
He's enough though.
Is he?
He's enough with the pitching to if Julio stays hot, and then you add him onto it. That's three in the core. That also add if Rosarena stays at least somewhat of what he's been. And then you have other dynamic because you might bring up Harry Ford too, in September call-ups too to see what that kid's got. You have enough to make a good run with the pitching and this hit team. Are they the best team in baseball at that point? No, but they have most of the time the best team in baseball doesn't go all the way.
Yeah, I agree. He makes them clearly better and he moves the needle, but I'm just like. I don't want to sell the farm for a Gino.
We're going based off of this season alone. I don't be damned of what he did last year and 2 years before. Only this season. No,
it doesn't matter what he did this year. It matters what he's going to do the rest of the year.
And
he doesn't get paid for what he did before.
I know. But here's the thing. You have to go based off what he's going to do for this season, based off what he's doing this season, not based off what he's done.
And if I look at it historically for him,
it's not about historically.
This is the best he's ever going to be. He's going to be worse the rest of the year than he has been this year. Law of averages states that. He's going to be worse.
So I got to intervene here. So I absolutely see Kevin's point here because, like, Sean, I get where you're coming from. Gino is not a splash, but to Kevin's point, at what point do you say, okay, Gino's having a great season this year. He knows this team. He can hit in this ballpark. Like,
yes,
make a move and give up a prospect that you've been just like, I get prospects, but make a move to improve the team now. And
what I'm saying too, at the same time, is that we cannot base it, be like, well, Gino has gotten cold in September of 2024 and 2022. So I don't know if he's going to be cold again in 25. That's stupidity.
He's
Cannot
having
pick
the
it up.
best season of his career. Is that going to continue, though?
But is
It's
Cal's
not,
going to
probably
continue?
not.
Is Cal's going to continue?
Probably not.
You can say the
Like,
same
that's
thing,
what I'm saying.
but you have the possibilities of doing it. So like we can't play of the probably worst case scenarios. You have to go based off.
That's the most likely scenario. Like
Is
he
it
gets
though?
worse. Yes, he will
Is it?
probably not have a
No.
150
He's
WRC plus the
playing
rest of the
well
season.
so far this season, and you think he's going to come here and just fall off a cliff?
No, see that's the difference. I'm not falling off a cliff, but don't think he's going to come here and be 150 crazy like he's been this year. He's not going to be this. We're paying the highest price for him. What he's not going to do, and I'm not. This reeks of like desperation. You don't freak out over desperation. You get him at a reasonable price. You don't overpay for Geno Smith.
No, you overpay to try to get a championship. That's what you do. You pay to win.
But Kevin, we're not. It'd be one thing if we were the Houston Astros. We're not. We're paying. We're selling the farm for a chance at the playoffs. That's a difference.
Though. I'm not saying give up 3 of your top 4 players, maybe possibly 1.
Yeah,
I would like to only give up like a 5 through 10 like guy.
Yeah.
And look good, but like at the same time too, if you're Jerry DiPoto and this is your best shot year, especially since you're getting pitchers that are coming back and being healthy, your guys are starting to get hot a little bit, and Cal's having the most miraculous fucking season a catcher has ever had. Like you have to look at pushing the needle and saying that this is most likely never going to happen again. Now it could happen again. I'm not going to pull the Sean out like, oh, it's not going to happen again ever.
Cal will not have this season again. You could say it. Cal won't have this season again.
Can't say that though.
Because he's doing it now.
Like
most people thought Barry Bonds wouldn't do the seasons that he did, but he still fucking did them.
He did 5 in a row. Cal, this is the greatest catcher season of all time. Like, yeah. I'll go out on a limb and say it won't happen again.
But people do that shit all the time with Mike Trout. When Mike Trout had his highest home run season, people would probably be like, oh, he's never going to do that again. But he got near it. He can have a season like this again. He can have another 40 bomb season. It's possible that he can do it. It's just people always want to be like, oh,
yeah, he could have another 40 bomb season, not a 40 bomb season at the All-Star break.
Yeah. It's possible.
He's done it before.
The White Sox could not lose a game the rest of the year as well. They're the same likelihood of happening.
People thought that once Aaron Judge signed the contract that he couldn't do it again because the contract is being signed. And look what fucking Aaron Judge is doing. Same thing with
and idiots thought that. Everyone was like, Aaron Judge is really good at baseball. He'll probably be really good at baseball.
Cal Raleigh is really good at baseball.
But Kevin, like this is like 5 tiers up. Like that's not the same thing. Did Cal ever get in the MVP conversation before the season? At any point ever?
It doesn't matter when they come to greatness. Some people come to greatness at different times. It's the whole Edwin Encarnacion argument that I've had with you over the years. It doesn't matter. Like you don't
for however many Encarnacion seasons there are, there's R.A. Dickey's, Kevin.
You don't have to be doing a 1.5 WRC plus at 19 just to be good and considered elite. You can become elite at a different age because sometimes it does not click at 19 or 20 or 21. Sometimes it takes to 26 and they can be that for the rest of their career. It took Encarnacion to be good at freaking age like 29 and then he was good.
Yeah, exactly. But Kevin, the Encarnacions are extremely rare is what I keep telling you.
Doesn't matter how rare they are. It can still
Yes, it does. When you're betting for it on other people doing it, it absolutely matters. If I play the lotto because someone else won the lotto, you're like, well, they did it, so I can do it. Yes, that means I could do it too, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do it. It
also doesn't mean that just because they're good at 19 that they're going to sustain being good.
No one ever said that.
But that's the thing. That's the measurement you're kind of going based off of. That if they're not good,
past track record usually is a better indicator of future performance. And the larger sample size you have of it, the better.
Genetics works different. People's minds work different. Statistics cannot predict genetics. That's where it goes off.
I get that, Kevin. But like it's just randomness too happens a lot.
Correct. It is completely random. It is. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You cannot, that you are trying to pinpoint something down of how greatness happens, and it cannot happen.
You're saying like Cal Raleigh is suddenly going to be the best catcher of all time. And I'm saying it possibly could. Yes, if he does this, he will. If he does it, it is. It's already established. Because he's got a 10 WAR season there at this point. Like, that's like, if he does this for the next 5 years, he's the greatest catcher of all time. So, but like, Yes, it is. It's like a 50 WAR. He would be in the Hall of Fame, no problem. But
Yeah.
Awesome.
the odds of that happening are very low. If he has to do it for
But you
more than a
got
year,
when did we shoot our shot
happen.
then? When did we shoot our shot? We should have shot our shot a long time
We
ago.
should have shot our shot last year. Is the problem?
But
I thought we had a better team last year than this year.
But that's the thing. What you're going to say next year is that we should have shot our shot last year. You're going to say
no. I don't think the pitching isn't as good as it was this.
It doesn't matter
year.
how the pitching can get back to what the pitching was.
My point is, Suarez is not shooting your shot. It is like you just said, Josh Naylor. It is barely moving the needle the same way. It is not a shot.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me.
Is a shot.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. I'm with Kevin. Like, let's take a shot here. And Sean, I understand where you're coming from. Of course, Acuna is a shot, but that is to put it in your terms, the odds of us getting Ronald Acuna is slim to none. Us getting it, Gino, very, very possible if we're willing to pay the right price. I get that you don't want to give up too much for Gino for a rental because he may not do this ever again. But I am with Kevin on this.
I don't think I do it ever again, but I'm not giving you like crazy prospects for 110 Gino Smith.
So you're not willing to give up one top 4 prospect for Gino this year?
Because I think he's going to be like a 110 WRC plus for the rest of the season, which is a fine player, but I'll give you less for that. Like, that's what I'm doing.
But what Sean is notorious for the past, not even with just baseball, but with football, is that like we have to be at a 9.7 out of 10 to shoot a shot on somebody versus being at an 8 to shoot a shot to have a chance.
Like,
look at the 2017 Nationals. Were they at a 9.7 out of 10? No, but they got hot as fucking shit. And
you can't predict getting hot, though. Like, stop saying about predicting
getting hot. But we're not trying to predict it. We just want to get in and then have a shot.
Exactly. We're good enough to have a shot. So don't
go crazy trying to get Geno Smith.
I'm not saying
Suarez.
Sell the farm.
God, I keep saying Geno Smith.
Yeah, Geno. Yeah, we're not giving up the Oakland Raiders quarterback coming to the team. But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying give up your top 5 for him. No, they can go eat a dick for that. But if they're wanting one guy from the top 5, I would consider it.
I would consider it too. I don't think we're that far off. But you guys like go crazy. Don't go crazy. Like
if they told me, if you tell me that they do take one of the top 5 guys to go get Geno for a thing, would I be upset by it? A little bit, but not to the full extent, because it's finally them saying we're trying to make a move to make a run this year versus because that's what everybody's getting on to Poto about, is that we never try to push. We do good and then we never try to make a push toward the end, like go get that big name type of theory. And I'm not saying that Geno is Ronald Acuna. He's not, but he's enough to make this offense scary enough and statistic enough to make a push.
I guess then, like, didn't we do that last year with Randy Rosarina? Because that's the same needle mover as Geno.
Is it?
Yeah. I think Geno's not as good as I think you guys think he is. Like, I'm just saying.
I'm not saying he's as good as I think he is, but right now, the season he's having, I think he's playing well enough and could down the stretch to get you to the postseason to have a chance to make a run at a World Series. That's all I want is to get in.
He's an upgrade over Ben for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, then make the upgrade. And I know you guys aren't willing to give up top 5, but I think you give up one top 5.
Right there. You're just like, make the upgrade, whatever it costs. I'm like, no, the cost in this situation matters. Like, the thing is, like,
having a better offensive season in terms of runs, home runs, RBIs, and scoring than what a Rosarina did last year.
Yeah.
He just has less stolen bases. The Rosarina was more of a stolen base and on-base percentage guy. But he gets you more runs, and that is what you need. You need more fucking runs. So go get them. Like
he gets the runs, like he scores.
Well, no, he helps you get those.
Yeah, he's good.
But versus him not getting it, that you want to go get players that are going. You did that with Josh Naylor a little bit. He's going to help get you runs to a certain extent, not to the degree that I think Geno will. And I'm not saying Geno is going to be Ronald Acuna. That's going to be a complete nightmare scenario. But he does probably average you at least an extra run or 2 a game, most likely.
No, that's a lot of runs. But I get what your point is. Like, he adds a lot.
At least one run. I'm not saying
no. One run is like Aaron Judge, because that's like ridiculous. But I get what you're saying. Like, my point is, like, right now is like,
with him you can't walk.
Geno's added value is like a little higher than Randy's right now, based on the player they've been this year, overall. So that's where I view it as, like,
But yeah,
Like
but
that's
you
kind
add
of their value.
another one to that versus
Another
having
Randy,
only
yeah,
one Randy. So you
yeah.
have at least
Would
extra
you rather
depth.
So
have
that's
two
what.
They
Randys or
can't
one
just
Randy?
magically
Well,
walk.
yeah, no, I would actually rather have one Randy, but like, or two Randys, but like, sorry, I'm looking up Josh Naylor as well. But like, my point is too, like, to that is like, Josh Naylor's not that far off the both of them. So like it's just like he's
But
not
it is an
actually that bad.
improvement. Josh
So
Naylor is an improvement over what we had at first base, right?
yeah, absolutely.
You're
Okay,
Like,
well
looking at
then,
WRC plus. That's all
what's
you're looking
up?
at. You're only looking at WRC
No, I'm
plus.
looking at their whole total of what they've been doing. I have
So
all their
you
numbers
think
up.
that
What do you
Josh
want?
Taylor's 11 home runs is comparable to
His
Gino's
one
what, 37?
his It's not. He's not a home run hitter though. Josh Naylor's not a home run hitter. Gino is a home run hitter. That's what they do.
He can hit
They
home
do
runs,
different
so he
things.
has done it before.
He's done it for one season. Josh Naylor is a double hitter. See, that's what the numbers tell you. He's not a dinger, which is like the surprising part about Josh Naylor. He's a massive on base guy. That's what he does. He does not strike out and he gets on base. Gets on base at a 360 clip. He gets on base really well. That's what he does. He hits doubles, doesn't strike out a lot, and gets on base. Gino strikes out a ton, doesn't walk, and hits dingers. They do very different things. They get to the end goal very different.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You
Like,
need
so
guys
Gino's
that
gonna hit more home runs, yeah, but that's not Josh Naylor's game.
I know, but you need another guy that's like Cal that's going to
Yeah, I agree.
stuff out of the park.
Trust me, I want Gino, but I'm not like what the point was is like what you guys are saying, like just get him. I'm like, no, don't just get him. Like, pump the brakes
You
on that.
think that
Like,
I
pump the
literally
brakes.
want to sell the entire team to
yeah.
go get
I'm
and I'm
I'm
not
saying
saying that.
one top five guy. One. That's it. I'll do that.
And
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it. I'm not blaming you for doing it, but like
But at the
but
same
like
time,
we went on this
too,
rant of like
you have
just get him. I'm
so
like,
many
no, just get him.
prospects, and we're keep drafting more and more. Like as we've
Yeah,
so many times on this podcast, Jerry Dipoto is drafting
yeah,
crazy dudes, and we're getting crazy dudes out of the Dominican Republic. You're going to reload.
yeah.
We can't just keep holding
I
all these
and
prospects and
what
not
I
doing
wouldn't
anything.
do of all the top four is trade Harry Ford because he outside of this has the most value.
I
I would
know.
much rather maybe give up Laz because we have so many outfielders.
And like I said, I personally love Laz.
That's why I mentioned
But
Laz to you because I knew you loved him.
if we did it, I would still be like, okay, at least we made a move. I'd be sad about it, of course, but at least we made a move for it.
All right.
Yeah,
We're gonna pick up this
I
conversation on the other side of this commercial break. Thank you to our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Sponsors, tell us what you think.
Welcome back to Washington East to West Sports. Thank you so much to our sponsors and our advertisers. If you want to be a sponsor and advertiser, email us WashingtonEastWestSports@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on Blue Sky, follow us. I'm Master B. Sean is NancyBilly22. Kevin is Emerald Bowler. If you want to follow these guys on X, Sean is at NancyBilly22. Kevin is at SEA2 Believe. That's C2 Believe on X. Subscribe to us on this channel. Please tell us what you think of the topics we talk about in the comments below. Gentlemen, let's get back to our conversation. I want to kind of bring it back full circle here. So we have debated for 20, 15, 20 minutes at this point. And first of all, I gotta say I love it. Second of all, I'm gonna ask you guys, do you think they make a move before Thursday's trade deadline? And what is it? And I'm gonna start. I don't think they make a move. I don't think they get Gino.
But any move, like at all, I think they
No.
make a move, but like
I don't think they make any moves, and I think they stand, they keep the prospects like Sean says, and they're just kind of like, yep, this is what we got going into the stretch. Sean, what do you think?
I think they trade for a pitcher.
Who any got a name?
No, the rumblings have been that the price for Gino's been too high among the circles, so I think people are kind of cooling off on paying that price, and the Mariners have said as much recently, and they're shifting more towards arms. I don't know who they're looking at, but there's a couple arms on the market, and I don't know if it means like Kevin asked a couple weeks ago for a relief pitcher or a starter. I don't know what that means, but it seems like that's more where they're still air quote in on the Geno sweepstakes, but I think they're focusing. They said they were more attention more on an arm, so I think they make an arm move. I think they go with the bullpen. I think is what they're gonna do.
Kevin, what do you think?
I was gonna say, yeah, they probably trade another like no name guy for essentially bullpen depth.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get like a closer, but I mean you're essentially looking for bullpen depth, especially since Santos is kind of your third, and then you've had other guys kind of step up from time to time that could
Well, like you
possibly.
said last week, Kevin Santos ever is healthy. Like,
It's looking from what
yeah,
reports are saying that
yeah,
it's looking like like second week of August, maybe third week of
yeah,
August. But then,
yeah,
and then like we don't know what he's going to look like coming back. So
yeah.
I
I
think
mean, he still has to throw. Like, who knows what that, minors games look
I think
like.
he's
Yeah,
looking at insurance just in case
yeah,
Santos either gets hurt again or just doesn't have the same look that he normally does when he comes back. You're getting a piece that can be that third guy behind Brash and Munoz.
So, from what I'm hearing from both of you, they don't get Gino. They don't trade for him. Is
I
that
don't think
correct?
so.
I don't think they do.
No. I
Okay.
think it's looking more like that doesn't get moved unless the price comes way down.
Yeah.
All right.
Which you got to do at Diamondbacks. You got to move him.
Speaking of prospects, let's get a minor league update. Kevin, you got any updates on the studs in the minor leagues right now?
Yeah, hold on. I was gonna pull that up. There was a one guy that went off recently. I forget who it was.
I know Colt Emerson just hit his double-digit home runs the other day. Has been crazy hot since their little break that they had. Also, AAA team has just been absolutely killing it. Do you guys like this? I got a question actually for this. So, do you guys know how the minor leagues do it with their seasons and everything? They have a first half winner and a second half winner. And if the first half winner is the same, they just have one playoff. They don't do all the crazy stuff. If the first half winner is different than the second half winner, they have a playoff. I think it's one game or maybe two games. If not, championship's theirs if it's the same team. I kind of like that vibe. I kind of like that style. Like first half, second half winner, and then I mean, for pro baseball, you could do it like, okay, we'll have like maybe the top four of the
I think you'd
first
have
and
to
the
cut it
second half.
absolutely directly in half, but I wouldn't mind that. That
Yeah,
makes
like
sense.
something like that, because like
82 and
then it
82,
kind of
yeah.
resets it, and then there's more like everyone's back in it kind of again, and it would kind of get everyone's juices flowing again. Because like baseball, especially, I feel like a lot of people tune out after a while. But like, I'm giving time for Kevin to find some guys. But it
Uh,
like it gives like it give everybody like a kick in the pants if like you could get everyone back into it.
Well, that and it would be just a different system than every other sport. So that I mean that would be a little bit
Yeah,
more interesting, I think.
like
But
Baltimore has a ton of talent, but would they actually trade all that talent away in the first half if they're like, hey, we get a restart here, like let's go for it.
we could talk about this. But Kevin, you got it?
yeah, there's a couple names because I remember our buddy Brett went and saw Sanjay, whatever his fucking name is,
Yeah,
Sanjay or whatever. He has been doing really good for the month of July. Essentially around a 3 ERA. Just tearing shit up. Michael Arroyo was the guy that I was thinking of. The dude
yeah,
just gets on base. Like he's just solid as fuck. 88 slashing 286, 408, 476, 884. Um with 24 runs, 11 RBIs, 2 home runs, 17 walks, four stolen bases, just doing good stuff. Ryan Sloan, actually,
yeah.
that's the name we need to talk about. Dude has
That's
a
why I mentioned him. He's like the fifth guy probably in
in
the
his
minors.
last six starts, he has a sub
Yeah,
ERA, sub one.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That's why I
with,
said he's probably the Mariners' fifth guy right
with with 26 Ks and only 4 walks in the last six starts. That's nuts.
now. Yeah, he's a
That's
high
really,
schooler.
really good.
Yeah.
So,
This is for Everett, right?
No, he's Modesto.
just
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but he's 19, so he's a high school pitcher. So that's like really rare for them to like be there. But he's been, yeah,
even
like
even at
he's
high,
climbing up charts like fast.
even at like Willie Modesto, that's really good. Like,
Yeah, the lower, other than like Arkansas, it's like batters boxes like crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, he's officially the seventh prospect, right behind Celestin already. Ryan Sloan. He's just drafted last year. Yeah,
So
he leapfrog Type Pete Kevin already. Like
well, I mean, he's just been doing
yeah,
good things all
yeah.
summer.
And
So
with Kevin's point to who was the um the Durangelo.
oh,
ERA is really tricky because they're
well,
really high batters, the
yeah,
band boxes down here. So three is really good ERA.
no, it is like
Yeah,
since
yeah,
he's been good,
yeah.
and it's
He's been really good.
our buddy essentially said that his stuff was looking like his
Yeah,
pitches were looking filthy.
like you make sort of solid contact in these lower levels, it's gonna go out. Like basically that's how it works. So yeah,
So
yeah. Ryan Sloan. Yeah,
kind of your update.
All right. Well, let us move on for a bit. Ichiro was inducted into the Hall of Fame on Sunday. We can come back to that after I go to the Ichiro weekend, but we might have time at the end of the show. But I do want to talk some Seahawks football. Training camp is underway, and there has been a little bit of news. I would say the biggest piece of news was the Seahawks released tight end Noah Fant. This was a week and a half ago, or like a week ago, and they saves the team $9 million and 8.91 million in cap space. They'll take on 4.5 in dead money. I believe both of you wanted this move to happen. So, Kevin, have you planned your Noah Fant going away party yet? And how excited are
There we
you by
have
this move? Oh, you
there we
already had it. Dang it. Ah, man.
I sent you the invite. You didn't
I
get.
know I was in Vegas. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, this was good. It saves the team money, and then it just kind of shows you that one, they trust AJ Barner a lot.
And I
Um,
hear they like their new guy too, Aurora.
Elijah Arroyo,
and
yeah.
Elijah Arroyo, yeah.
Yeah,
Because the dude's just an athletic beast, but I think he dropped because he got hurt.
yeah.
Um, but
Because he can run for sure. Running
yeah,
is not an issue with him. Yeah.
yeah. So with those two, I think essentially like everything that like his college stats kind of show is that he's kind of they compare him to Noah Fant, but just more athletic. Um, so it's like why pay Noah Fant when you can just have a younger version? Um,
Yeah.
Not to say that I think Noah Fant's still only like 28, 29. Like he's still young.
27.
Um, actually, oh, yeah. So I mean, he's still young in football aspects, but
He just never did it.
yeah, exactly. Like, he literally went 3 seasons without a touchdown. That was a crazy stat that I saw the other day. Like he went almost 3 seasons without a
He,
touch.
to be fair, he did play in Denver, and we've seen their quarterback situation for a long
Yeah,
time. It has
I
not
know.
been great, but I
I
agree with
know.
you, Kevin. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
It's not great.
he's not. He just never been the guy he was supposed to
His
be.
best season was like 900 yards and like 5 touchdowns.
Yeah,
That's not you're not gonna the money that he's getting paid is not worth that.
yeah,
If he got paid like $1-2 million, sure,
yeah.
that'd be okay. But it's he's not worth that money. So you're now going to a prospect that is essentially him but better and more athletic that you're paying a lot less. So yeah, I was excited for that, and like I said, it gives more time for Barner, which we all have kind of liked what we've seen out of Barner so far. Just an all around really good tight end guy, has underrated hands, pretty decent route running. He's not Barner is not a burner. He's not gonna beat a guy in space. He's gonna get tackled. But I mean, he's a guy that's gonna get you hard yard. Like he's gonna.
But Kevin, to your point, name the best tight ends in football right now.
I know Kittle and
They're not burners.
I know, and they're
So
not
I'm all
supposed to
yeah,
be.
yeah.
Like I said, a lot of people think that like tight ends have to be. It's like that's not the point of them. They're the guy that gets the hard catch in the middle of the field, who's going to outbox the corner safety or whatever like low end linebacker that can cover him essentially, box him out and make a hard
He
catch.
runs 5 yards, turns around, and expects it to come
Yes,
right to his chest.
Well,
yes,
like it's a lot of it's like what you see. It's really good that they do the mics up in the quarterbacks now because you saw Mahomes and Kelsey. Like they knew, like okay, they're gonna sit here. I'm gonna just without saying it. They're like, I know where I'm gonna go and sit and kind of get these. Like he knows Kelsey. You look at him; he's slow. He's not very like comparatively not a very big tight end, not a big ball pressure. He does enough in the blocking game, but knows how to run a route. Doesn't drop a football, and then he puts up numbers because that's all you kind of really need to do. Same with Kittle's a much better blocker, but same thing. Doesn't run super fast, but he's like, I know where I'm supposed to go. I know how to make it look like I'm missing. I know how to get you off me. And that's what AJ Barner, to Kevin's point, like I really liked him because I was like, look,
yeah.
at a certain point, like what was it? Like we were talking, Kevin, like week 8 last year, I was like, I'm done with no fan. Just play AJ Barner. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I love what I've seen out of him. He needs to be the starter.
He
And
had a touchdown that he did exactly what Sean said. Like
yeah.
he faked two corners, making him think that he was on the block, shed it, and kind of did like a little wheel route and got open and then went like by the pylon in for a touchdown. And I was just like, that was perfect. Like he made two guys think he was doing something completely that he wasn't doing and got open for a touchdown.
Noah Fant has yet to do that ever
Yeah.
at his career. And that's what like he never took that step to be like a complete pass catcher. So sorry, Noah Fant, but yeah, I was like, we're paying you way too much to not. You're just like a worse version of AJ Barner, and the things that AJ doesn't do very well, Arroyo does, and we
Yeah.
already have him. So what is your purpose other than be $9 million like at this point? So I was like, I don't know if it's like the July 1st cutoff. Is that why they waited? Because I know that some people have a trigger if it's post June 1st or July, like it's less or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's what they were waiting for. But I was like, what are we still doing here? And maybe they were waiting for that. But I was like, we have two guys that do more than enough for Noah Fant. Please get rid of him. And
Yeah.
I'm glad they did. It was smart.
Yeah, I like going young, like getting rid of the kind of dead money there. So I like the route that they took with those two tight ends. So I hope
Who was the third tight end we or the guy we had last year, Kevin? Uh, I remember he caught a couple passes, and we were at a game. We were watching a game together, and he caught it. It felt like the game suddenly turned to slow mo, and I'm like, that man moves so freaking slow. As long as I don't need to see that guy catch a pass again, whoever that was, I'm just like, it
Well,
was it was hard to watch, but yeah,
I'm
it was.
pulling up the roster real quick.
I pulled up. I have it right here. They have three rookie tight ends on the roster. They have
No, he
Arroyo,
played last year. I
yeah,
don't know if
yeah,
he's still on the team this year.
Keller up and Lang, and then they have Eric Saubert, who's an eighth year guy, and AJ Barner, who's a second year guy. So they're young at tight end right now.
Good.
I feel like I know who you're talking about, but I cannot remember his name, Sean. I'm
Yeah.
blanking on it right now.
Farrah Brown.
Farrell Brown. That's right. That's
I'm
right.
like,
Yeah.
he caught it, and I actually was like, did I hit the remote? Like, I literally did that one time. I was
Yeah.
like, did he stop running?
It's like he
Like,
had concrete blocks on his shoes. It was kind of crazy.
well, it felt like he was going faster without the ball. Then he got it. And he's like, he slowed down. Like, the what? Like, isn't the opposite supposed to happen? But
I
okay,
don't
yeah,
know
like,
how to motion my arms with
it
running
was bad. It was
football.
bad. I'm sorry.
And I do want to bring up some unfortunate recent news.
Oh, do it.
I think this is Kevin's boy, Seahawks running back Kenny McIntosh, believed to have a torn ACL. This was 2 days ago. I'm not sure if there's an update on his status, but
There's not much of an update on a torn ACL. Like,
well,
it's what
the
it
story
is.
I'm reading says believed. I
No,
wasn't sure if there
yeah,
were
he
tests. It's
does.
confirmed.
He
Okay,
does.
it's confirmed.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, that's as soon as we had the Noah Fant party, we had to pour one out for Kenny McIntosh. So um, hopefully he'll be back and stronger next season. Sean, are you devastated by this news as well?
Me and Kevin talked about it. We love Kenny McIntosh. I just yeah, I don't know why I didn't get more touches, but I think hot take. Was his last game or last as a
I think
Seahawk.
it
I
is
think he's
too.
gonna be cut. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sad.
I hope he goes with someone else and kills it. But yeah, it was just you saw flashes. He needed to play more and just bad luck at this point. You know, they already
Well,
drafted a
is
couple
there a shot they
guys.
could bring him back next year and throw him on the
I mean, he's still
IL? I
in a
mean, he's
contract, but
2023. Yeah.
it's more of like you know your last year. You come post ACL. We have a couple guys that are probably going to draft another guy next year. It's like,
Yeah.
do we really give this guy a shot again,
Plus,
or hopefully he snags on another team?
Yeah.
plus, with him gone, you now just signed DK.
That's true. That's true. What's his last name? forget
I
his last
forgot, but yeah,
I'm gonna look at it right now. I
he's
saw
a
it.
rookie running back.
Yeah.
They're
DK
like,
Kaufman.
we,
DK Kaufman.
they're like, we signed DK, but not DK you're used to. And I'm like, what the fuck?
So yeah, that is unfortunate news to hear about Kenny McIntosh, and I wanted to get you guys' take on this news. Seahawks say linebacker Uchenna Nwosu not necessarily close, in quotes, quote, not necessarily close to returning. Coach Mike McDonald told reporters after the first practice that outside linebacker Uchenna Nwosu isn't expected to be ready to practice anytime soon. Began camp on the physically unable to perform list as he works his way back from offseason knee surgery. He's 28, has been plagued by injuries, torn pectoral in 23, and then a severe quad strain last year. Limited him to 6 games in each of the last 2 seasons. Kevin, what do you think of this news?
Well, unfortunately, since you just said his name, he actually just got hurt again. So he's actually out for the entire season now. Thanks, Matt.
My
Uh,
bad. My bad.
so yeah, no, essentially, like he's Mr. Glass, and I mean, when he's on the field, he's solid. He's productive-ish. Like he shows flashes of like he can be a guy that can come off the edge and then play solid linebacker, but like a linebacker that you can also he's good enough to where you could use him to rush the passer in certain packages. Um, he does solid in space too. There were times where he got burned every now and then, but like he did okay in coverage as well. Not like, but he just unfortunately, if you think about him, he breaks his back. Like yeah, or step on a crack. He's just his back's gone. So, um,
So you're saying it's our fault. We're stepping on cracks and we're
yeah.
hurting OSU.
Honestly, I
Okay.
think I don't
The
know what it's
problem
going.
is if anyone in Seattle steps on a crack, and that's a pretty big
That's
ask
that's a
from
lot
there.
of sidewalk. Yeah,
That's a
there's a
high
lot of
probability.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. For sure.
Honestly, in the last 10 seconds, probably at least 136 cracks have been stepped on.
yeah.
So, um, honestly, I don't know what his contract looks like, but like after this,
This is his last year.
He
yeah,
took a
he's
pay
gone.
cut 4 months ago, according to some
Thank
stories.
God.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, he's gone after this season. There's just, I think you
it's
draft his replacement, or you just go get somebody in free agency that just doesn't die every year. Um, like I said, I like he seems like a good dude, and like I said, when he's on the field, he's a solid, productive like player from what it seems like. But I mean, the sample size is also so low too, so it's like I've seen bits and flashes where I'm like, oh, that's really cool, but then the flat, the sample size is smaller than what you would get at a Costco for like on those side trays. Like it's not great. So yeah.
And much like you guys said about Kenny, I think this could is probably it,
Oh, it
especially
is.
with yeah. I
I mean,
mean,
he who knows? He might come back mid-season and then play 2 games and then get hurt again, or a game
it,
and a half, or 4 snaps.
I think that's a fair point, Kevin. But if he does not come back, I think it's
Oh,
over. I think
he's
it's
gone.
yeah.
Yeah, there's no way to say no.
Especially with
because this contract's
Smith.
done. There's Kenny at least has another. Would in theory has another year. Nwosu does not. Like his contract's
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
So and he's the oldest linebacker currently on the roster.
Well,
So
I mean, do you count Leonard Williams or Demarcus Lawrence as a linebacker because he's
no,
listed as a linebacker right now?
Right.
So
no,
I
he's listed as
guess
a D end on this ESPN
he's listed
roster.
as a linebacker because they run a 3-4. So they have Jaron Reed, Byron Matthew, and Leonard Williams on the line. They have, which I agree, Matthew. Demarcus Lawrence is standing up for you. That is a mistake, but I trust that Mike McDonald knows what he's
Yeah.
doing.
I mean, look at the linebacker position. They got Derek Hall, Ernest Jones, Boye Mafe, Tyrese Knight, Tyreek. So, like, I want to give these other guys more of a shot, especially if just Nwosu can't stay healthy. So if he does come back and produces, I mean, maybe there's a spot, but you gotta show it. You gotta show it at this point. So let's talk a little bit before Sean's going to be going on his trip. Is there anything you guys are looking for in the preseason? First preseason game is Thursday, August 7th, hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. Is there anything you guys are looking for in these preseason games? Because I mean, I'm sure we're all on the same page here. Preseason doesn't really mean a whole lot, but there are some things that I would, like to see. For myself, as an example, I would really love to see Jalen Milroe cement himself as number two. Um, Drew Lock, we've been there. We know what he is. Um, and obviously camp reports and all that sort of stuff. But people have been excited about what they've seen from Jalen Milroe. I think there is a very reasonable, a very good chance he takes that number two spot. And I want to see him take it. I want to see him take it because I think he's going to get a lot of snaps in this preseason. And much like a young man named Russell Wilson, when he got his snaps, he made the most of it. I'm not saying he's going to start over Sam Darnold, but should Sam Darnold A, not work out, or B, get hurt, I, I would love to throw him in there and see how it goes. I'm not saying it's going to be amazing or like, Lamar Jackson getting thrown in there or anything like that, but I think he has the potential to be very good, and I want to see him get some snaps and get some reps in the preseason. Sean, what about you?
I think Jalen before he becomes a starter, like if Sam Darnold gets hurt week 4, you have to go with Drew Lock. Just because I think Jalen Milroe is as much of a project to like figure it out still. Like now in year, let's say this works out, Sam Darnold's good, then he gets hurt second year, then or like week 16, then yeah, Jalen Milrose or Milroe. But I think he takes a little longer just because he's got so much more to learn. Alabama's pretty they've been much better at throwing the ball recently, but they're still prehistoric still considered like offensively. So he's still got a lot to learn. But and he didn't start that long at college as well, so he has a lot. But yeah, I want to see Jalen Milroe the most. And then the second thing I want to see is the offensive line. I don't care how it, who they're going against. Just look okay. If you're going against third stringers and you look fine, that's probably an upgrade of last year still. Like, so just have some consistency, have some health, stay like all five of you together. Let's just see what this looks like. And then I just want to see some craziness with the defense because really like where Mike's going with the defense. So, and he's getting more of his guys. I think he really loves the safety that they just drafted. Help me on the name. Oh, Nick. Um,
Imanwari.
I think he's gonna. I mean, I'm not the. I'm like the 900,000th person to say this, but the safety in Kyle Hamilton in Baltimore. He's kind of that comp. He's going to roam. I think he's going to take Kobe Bryant's job before too long if he already hasn't. He's going to kind of take that roamer job and role. So I'm really looking forward to that. How the opposite corner works out. Um, like Rick Woolen, that type of stuff, who's in the slot. I just, in the defense in general, how the moving part, because there's a lot of moving parts we just talked about. Where does DeMarcus Lawrence fit in? Are they going to have three bigs up there? They're slated as a 3-4 right now. Like Boyd Mayafe and DeMarcus Lawrence standing up. I don't know if I like that. Tyrese Knight and Ernest Jones up there as being the only true linebackers. How does that look? There's so many moving parts. I just want to kind of see stuff. They're not obviously going to show their hands, but I just want to see like what this defense kind of starts to look like because he's really now that he's getting his second year. Let's see what this kind of defense moves around. So defense in general, O line and Milrow. I keep putting the S on it. Milrow in general.
And I think you'll see the defense have a few different looks throughout the season too. But
Yeah,
I
just
agree
try
with you.
stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I want to see what comes of what Mike's schemes are thinking and where he's going to put guys in different places. Kevin, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, Sean kind of took the majority of the points I was going to say. Like Milrow is essentially the number one thing you're going to be watching. Like, what does he look like? The number two thing you're going to be watching is the offensive line. Can they not be four traffic cones and a teddy bear? Number three.
Which one was the teddy bear?
Charles Cross.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's is it like the big Costco teddy bear where you kind of got to
Yeah.
go around?
Oh
the
yeah,
teddy
yeah,
bear?
yeah. Like one of those
Okay.
ones that you can win your girlfriend at like the fair
Yeah.
that like she
Yeah.
has. To, like,
Oh, yeah.
hold it.
So at least
Yeah,
like he
Yeah.
stands there and you got to go around the teddy
You have to go
bear.
around
Yeah,
him. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you have to go around a traffic cone too. You can't.
Well,
be,
you could kind of just
go
step
through.
over.
You can kind of
the
you could go. Actually, you could just kick it and just kind of go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least the
Bad
teddy bear's
luck.
big where you kind of got to move it and then like
In some states, that can be a bad luck though, depending on.
That's true. That's
But-
true.
No,
Is that how
so-
Nuosu got hurt if you step on a traffic cone?
I think so. He
Oh,
kicked the traffic
yeah.
cone and hurt his
Yeah.
ACL.
Well, one of our teammates did, and then he was
Yeah.
just like, ah. But yeah, I was gonna say even though the defense as a whole, I'm not really worried. It's just
I just want to see it. I just want to see what he
yeah,
does.
I want to see Amanwari go off.
Yeah.
I'm also kind of intrigued, even though I think he's going to be depth. I kind of want to see what Shaq still has, because we did bring back Shaq. I think he's
He's
just
like the fifth corner, which is not bad,
Yeah.
right?
right. And honestly, he's even though because he's probably what 29, 30 now.
Oh, let me click. Let me click
Let
on
me
it.
look.
He's 30.
30.
Just
Wow.
just turned 30 like a week ago though. So
I imagine
like,
he's still somewhat fast. He's not what he was, of course, when we drafted him. But like
he's your
Chris,
fifth corner.
he-
Like
that's like if he can be just solid like he was here, like that's a good depth piece.
I mean, he started for. He was not great in Minnesota, but he was a starter last year. So like,
I mainly want to see D line just get pressure. I just want to see some sort of like get pressure, get after the quarterback. Like I'm not saying that they do it every snap, but like I want to see it way more consistently. Like I want to see at least once or twice on every like drive that we're at least kind of like touching the quarterback's head, like type of deal, or I call it shoulders. We don't want any penalties, but touching his shoulders and like going, and at least getting a pressure, getting a couple sacks a game, or at least hurry ups, things along that line, to where we're just making the quarterback not have to sit back there and be ease. Elijah Arroyo, definitely want to see what this kid can do. And honestly, just kind of want to see because I think we're going to see it a little bit more especially with Jalen. What
Yeah,
this
in the preseason,
run,
yeah.
what this run defense, because we just lacked a running game. What is the running game going to look like now with not only the O line but with the new scheme that the new OC brings in? And then also I want to see some kind of with Jalen Milrow. I want to see the cuteness of like.
I don't want to show it too much in the preseason though. I kind of want to keep that.
I'm not saying you're going to go show the whole playbook, but I mean you can test the cuteness a little bit. Have a couple little
I want that shit in like week 2. Like you're like, what is this? And I want.
But do I want to see like a pistol eye formation with Charbonnet and then like Walker on both sides with Milrow in the middle, and then it's just like bitch.
Like on the opponent's 5-yard line, you get that out and spread it out.
Yeah,
that's a nightmare.
Like who you going to go? Who you covering? Like, And then you have
read option, run
two
pass. You just
receivers
like,
out
oh
too.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
are you gonna sack the box? Or are you gonna have coverage? Like, what are you gonna do? Like,
yeah.
just a little cuteness. You can practice a little bit. Because honestly, they're not gonna do what they're planning on doing too. Like using Jalen Milroe as the Tyreek, or sorry, I almost said Tyreek Hill. Got Taysom Hill,
Mhm.
version because since Sam Darnold is probably only going to play maybe 2 series this whole preseason, because you want Jalen Milroe to establish himself and then compete with Drew Lock. You might honestly, I don't think
I,
you're even in this first game. I don't think you're going to see Sam Darnold.
I don't think you're gonna see. I think you might see a half of Sam Darnold though. I think they want to
Uh,
get him some reps
It is a
with the
new team,
offense.
Kevin. I generally agree.
I
It's
yeah,
a new team. Get him some
I think you give
with
him a
the O
quarter.
line and the
I think
yeah,
you
receiver.
give
maybe a quarter. I think a half or a quarter
I
total.
think
Yeah,
game two, you give him like 2 series. You give him the starting 2 series is what you do game two, and then game three you give him a quarter. You give him the first quarter or a quarter
it
and a half.
depends on what Mike thinks. If they're not ready, I
Yeah,
guess the next 2 games depend on how the first one goes or how practice is going. If he's a little more lost, give him more time. If he's not, then less time.
yeah.
Because yeah, there's
Oh,
the reps are with the less preseason games. The reps are pretty valuable. It's like because it's a new team, a new O line, new OC, like
new
everything's
weapons.
new. So
Yeah.
there's real reps
Uh,
because they don't scrimmage. Oh, did they scrimmage this year?
They scrimmaged, I think this past
Oh,
weekend.
okay,
They're
so
internal. I don't think they have
yeah,
the double team. I don't think they do
I
that
can
this
tell
year.
you
yeah.
one
So
thing.
they don't have that. So
Yeah,
it's some teams do. So like you really,
split
this is the first time you
practices.
get
Yeah.
a chance at another team. So
There is one thing I don't want to see this preseason at all, and that is Cooper Cup. I don't want to see him on the
oh
field.
yeah, yeah.
I don't
Maybe
want.
like a series, like the first series. Let's see, get it out there, get run your route. We could get him a series, get like run your route, see the offense. He takes a hit, Kevin's first hit. Okay, you're done. Like I just run the routes a couple times. Like
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to see you
Get
in
get
a
back
real
out
game against a real
there.
corner
Yeah.
running a route. But I
And
don't need you to. I don't need you for 2 quarters. I don't need you for any of that
Yeah.
stuff. Like
Yeah. It's
and
just,
and for myself on the defense, this is a contract year for Reek Woolen. I am curious what he is going to
yeah,
do because this is an audition for not only Seattle but for other teams if they decide not to bring him back. So I think you're going to see probably the best version of Reek Woolen, and I really hope that happens because if you've got Reek and Devin playing well on either side, with Julian Love and maybe Nick
Evan
taking
Moore.
the reins and being that guy, like this could be a very good defense. So I'm curious to see if Reek steps up to that role. Like I believe he can. I think he can be
Yeah.
a very good cornerback. Um, and if you want to have a job next year, this is it because
it's
this is his
it
fifth
it
year.
is.
So
He's shown it, but the problem also is Witherspoon on the other side because like before they did other things and could do other things. With Spoon on the other side, it's why like when I would always say like we'd always go against Sauce's rookie year, and everyone's like, go after Sauce. I'm like, why? It doesn't even matter how good you think Sauce is. You know he's at least good. Go after the other guy. Like, why do you have to throw it at the good guy? So that's the thing. Like, Spoon's not getting any targeted, so the other guy is. That's what made why we were so lucky to have Byron Maxwell in the Legion of Boom. Because good luck, just throw it at Byron Maxwell all day because he was so underrated because he did so well. It's really hard to be the opposite guy of the stud because you know they're going to be looking at you first, not that way. So,
but also at the same time, that allows you to prove yourself because Byron Maxwell, as we all know, went on and signed a big deal with what, the Jets or something, and it didn't
no,
quite.
the
Eagles.
Or
Eagles
Eagles,
is it
sorry.
the
Was it
but
Eagles? Yeah.
the problem is with corners is they didn't run with the Seahawks or anything close to the Seahawks. They're like, okay, you're ISO 1-on-1 solo, and he's like, I don't run this, and that's why it didn't work scheme wise with Byron Maxwell. But like there's certain players, but like I'm saying, like with Woolen, like he's kind of getting a hard hand, but like you said, it's getting options. But he kind of got picked on the last couple of years, like because of that. So now it's like, hey, you know what's going to come this year. Spoon's still over there. You better get ready for it this year because we got some guys coming at you. So and Mike
Well,
McDonald should help this too. I
well,
think
well,
he'll be the best corner.
that end, if you're Reek, like you want to get paid because this is how you get paid. This is the year where you can get paid.
You should have your chance to get your picks.
Yeah,
Like they're going to throw the ball to you.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes. We are running out of time here, but as I mentioned, I was in Vegas, so I sent Sean a picture of my bets, and I want to see what Kevin thinks. And you let me know. We're going to do our NFL preview episode probably the end of August, but Kevin, I went with some small bets. So my first bet was $5 on the Mariners, like I mentioned, -1.5 with
Yeah.
Brian Wu pitching. That didn't go well. The other bet that I have, I'll just do the straight ones. So rookie of the year, I went with Omarion Hampton of the Los Angeles Chargers running back. What do you think of that pick? +900. My $5 bet pays 45. What do you think of that one?
Oh, he's
Offensive
good.
rookie of the year.
Yeah. And
Can't
the
lose
odds-on
that.
favorite is Cam Ward or Travis Hunter at the moment.
I don't think
Ashton Genty is also up there, but I don't think that's a far out stretch because I think he's better than Najee. I think he takes that job, and I think he plays well.
I think well, I'm sorry, Scott. I'll say this first. I think you have one of two. It's Najee or not Najee, Ashton Genty or your guy because they're both in run first offenses, and there's not. This is not a very offensive heavy class. Maybe someone later on could like lower down the thing could
Right.
surprise you, but like knowing what we know now, probably the higher end of the drafts, like the guys who know are going to get real playing time. Those are the two guys, your guy and Ashton Genty for the Raiders, and I think your guy's in a better situation, a lot better situation than Genty.
Yeah.
He just needs to win the job.
It's just hard though too, because like this league is so favored toward quarterbacks, so where like Cam Ward is just kind of slated.
For
But
MVPs,
Cam
though,
Ward is
like,
in
but
such a
No,
tough
he's not
spot.
saying MVP.
Yeah.
He's just saying
Yeah,
rookie.
yeah.
no, but that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
rookie of
It's
the year for
usually
sure.
MVP's usually a rookie of the year award, but like at least or not MVPs, but like rookies of the year could usually go to other positions. Like it's more likely than
Is it
MVP.
offensive rookie of the year or just rookie?
Offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah. So like you could get there, and again, even then, Kevin, though, Cam Ward's really the only one, and he's in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Like
So
it's not like you have like five
la-
dudes coming out.
last 4 years, Jaden Daniels, C.J. Stroud, Garrett Wilson, Jamar Chase. Those are the rookies of the year. So
Yeah.
um, it hasn't been a running back in a while, at least.
Well, no, but I'm saying it's just you're
But
looking for anyone
yeah,
other than a quarterback, and
for
yeah,
sure,
it
for
has
sure.
happened. Yeah.
The other $5 bet, and I think you're gonna eyes wide on this one. I put $5 on the Seahawks to win the NFC West.
How
Oh.
much do you pay out?
25s.
I
Five
was hoping
dollars
it
to
was
pay out
more. I was
25.
hoping it was more
Plus
than the
500. It's the
rookie.
worst odds of them all.
I
It's
probably would have done that one just because the payoff's not enough. I don't think it's not like
Yeah, yeah.
crazy, like, but it's just
with no, yeah. I'm not saying it's like Seahawks are definitely going to be in contention, but like the Rams are really good.
and the Niners
In
will
the
still be
draft,
good.
yeah.
Well,
49ers are good. They did lose some pieces,
Yeah, but they're
but they're
still going to be
still
solid.
really
Yeah,
good.
and I think Arizona's going to be better. It's a hard
yeah.
division,
And,
but
and
like
tune
I think
in
the
to our
Seahawks can do
prediction
it.
episode, our NFL preview episode, JT underscore the
I,
Ginger.
I just was shocked that when you told me it's that little. I thought it'd be much higher of a payout.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I
my
probably would have done it
last
just because the payout was so low.
my last
Honestly,
parlay, now I'm reading this ticket and I messed up, but so I have
I
a
did see
4 leg
it
parlay.
parlay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
uh,
I was like,
so I accidentally did not mean to put it on the Pro Football Hall of Fame game, but I have the Lions over the Chargers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame game. So that game,
who knows?
I have no idea. That's
Yeah,
if I get
yeah.
that one, then I might have a shot. But in week
I
one,
think you do because you have there's more depth on the Lions.
But
I think
again,
so.
it's who
But
knows?
yeah,
Like who knows?
Yeah.
But then in week one, I have the Jets on the money line over the Steelers. I have the Giants to cover 6.5 against the Commanders at home. And then I have the Raiders in New England straight up beating the Patriots. What do you think of that? That
I
is 97.80 payout right there. That's my biggest payout because it's 4 leg parlay. But
would agree with the Raiders one because they have two rookie quarterbacks that they drafted. Because I think Gino might get like maybe a series, but then they're going to go to the rookies and they're gonna run the ball a lot because it's Pete Carroll, which in preseason can work.
no. The first game is preseason. The other 3 are week 1 regular season.
Oh shit! Then no. Wait.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
with Kevin. No, I don't think you might go.
I think that's why the payout is so
you might
high.
go 1 for 2 on those
Yeah.
regular season games.
Yeah.
I like the Jets one because the Jets hate Aaron Rodgers and they're going to be really motivated to beat Aaron Rodgers. Like,
I think that
that's
I
tough.
think Russ will show some capability. I don't think they're going to be as bad as people think they're going to
and
be.
I don't
I
think
don't
the
think they're going to be
Commanders
good.
are as good as they were last year either. Though.
Exactly,
I think
that
they'll
too,
come
that
down.
too.
I think the Giants. Well, it's harder to be worse as the Giants were last year,
I
Matthew,
think the
too.
Jets and the Steelers, that's the one where I'm a little more nervous. I actually think the Raiders and Pete Carroll are going to beat the Patriots week 1. I'm not
There's
doubting
just
that one.
nothing there for the
Yeah,
Raiders.
that's
The
right.
Raiders are so
But
bad.
I would say this
Well,
more for the Patriots on the other side. I
okay,
don't know.
because when you said the line and I thought of it, then I forgot who the opponent was. Over the Patriots. I think what's the spread for that game?
I took
No,
the
he
money
just
line.
picked them to
It's
win.
just
Oh, you did the
He
money
Raiders
just picked
line.
them
win.
to win.
It could.
Yeah.
Honestly, Gino's good enough, even in a new system with a running
But
back like
who?
that, and you have Brock Bowers, who's a really good tight end.
Yeah, but
Um,
who else?
their wide receiver, who's been there, who's now their number one, who's been there
It's
for a
Christian
while.
Gonzalez. That's done. You could cross that off.
No,
No,
it's not
there's
Christian
Who's their number
Gonzalez.
two?
there's
What?
another guy that's there. It's not
No,
bad.
Christian Gonzalez is gonna guard him. He's locking that down. There's no chance in hell that's happening.
You don't have him covering Brock Bowers?
No,
Oh.
just double him.
Jacoby Myers, that's their number one.
Okay, well,
Jacoby Myers is solid.
yeah, just have Gonzalez cover Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
You don't need
Yeah,
to
that's
put
what
your
I'm
guy
thinking.
on Jacoby Myers.
The thing is,
All right.
I don't know Oakland's O line.
They're trash. The problem's gonna be so the Drake May's actually I like Drake May. Just the Patriots O line is the worst O line in football
Yeah.
last year.
And
Could
you're
they
bringing
be
in a
even
new
be?
coach too to
Yeah,
that.
well, it's just more can the New England Patriots O line literally not be one traffic cone and four nothings? Like just
It's
four
just
nothings.
ghosts. It's
Yeah.
just
Literally ghosts. Like
All
you're
right.
running through Casper at that point.
We're
Like
going to be off for a few weeks while Sean is out of the country. We will come back. We might have an episode before our NFL preview, but we will have JT the Ginger on for our annual NFL preview and predictions show, so don't miss that. Subscribe to us. Tell us what you think of the topics we've talked about in the comments below. Bring back our Sonics. Stay safe out there. I'm going to a Mariners game. We'll have a live report. Kevin's going to the opener. We'll get to that at some point in September. And with that, we will see you next time on Washington East to West Sports and bring back our Sonics.